Hi, my name is Junwei Hu, and this is my presentation on tropical rainforests. Uh, First, I would like to introduce you to benefits that rainforest brings. Tropical rainforest prevents soil erosion and maintains soil fertility. It does that by preserving the water cycle and soil structure. About 25% of contemporary medication are derived from plants found in tropical forests, with approximately three-fourths of all anti-cancer drugs falling under this category. Here is a diagram that illustrates the basic structure of the three primary types of tropical forests. It also highlights the exceptional ability of tropical forests to absorb and store carbon compared to other ecosystems. And here's a visualization of impact on medicine by tropical forests. And as I mentioned before, one-fourth of all modern medicine are derived from tropical forests, as well as two-thirds of all cancer-fighting drugs. Why you should care about the surviving of tropical forests. The structure, composition, and functionality of tropical forests rainforest ecosystem are significantly affected by human activities such as deforestation, agriculture, and urbanization. Consequently, this results in a decline of essential ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration, soil preservation and formation, as well as water regulation. These effects will be further discussed in subsequent slides. Amazon is dying. Amazon, one of the world's largest tropical forests and often referred to as the lungs of the world, is currently facing a critical situation as it's dying due to the prevalent use of slush and burn techniques for clearing fields in the Amazon. Emissions have exceeded the forest's ability to absorb carbon. As a result, the ecosystem is now releasing more carbon than it can sequester. Amazon's current state of decline can be attributed to the action of both ranchers and the government's urbanization efforts. The latter aim to relocate people from densely populated areas in Brazil to the less populated Amazon forests, which ultimately will push the region to a point of no return. Not to mention the clear hypocrisy of the government with regards to the native population of Brazil, who mostly lives in the Amazon forest. To move a significant portion of the population from the eastern coast of Brazil into the interior will lead to imbalance and clash between the new arrival and the natives of Amazon forest, who have served as caretaker of the forest. And we can certainly predict increasing violence against the natives. Not good. The eastern region of the Amazon has experienced a significant loss of 30% of its forests, as well as megadroughts. Megadroughts, which used to occur every century or two, have become more frequent. In the last 2 decades alone, 2 such droughts have taken place. The drought of 2015 to 2016 led to the worst wildfire ever seen in the Amazon, resulting in more carbon being released into the atmosphere than total emission of Mexico for an entire year. Mexico, a country of millions of people. That's wild. Since then, the forest has consistently emitted more carbon than it can absorb, indicating a decline in the natural resilience of Amazon. The consequence of rising temperature in the Amazon region could lead to millions of climate refugees and can have catastrophic effects on the millions of species that call the area home. The Amazon currently stores 120 billion tons of carbon in its trunk, equivalent to 10 years of human emission. If the whole forest gets burned, the carbon emission certainly will rise to an unacceptable level. Even a 0.3 Celsius rise in global temperature could render the Paris Agreement, an international accord aimed at limiting global warming since the industrial age, impossible to achieve. According to David Armstrong Mackay, a climate biosphere scientist, a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in temperature since pre-industrial time could trigger the gradual melting of the Greenland ice sheets, resulting in changes to its circulation of Atlantic seawater. This in turn could make Scandinavia unbearably cold, which goes back to my first point, rise of climate refugee. Meanwhile, in Australia, tropical trees in Australia rainforests have been dying at twice the previous rates, according to Nature. The deterioration of such forests, similar to the cases of Amazon, reduces carbon storage, making it difficult to keep the global peak temperature below the target of 2 degrees Celsius. The average tree lifespan has been halved, which is consistent across species in the region. As a result, trees now return carbon to the atmosphere at twice their usual rate. If the trend continues, tropical rainforests may soon become a carbon source rather than acting as a carbon absorber. Deforestation effect on rainfall. Satellite data is used to examine the impact of deforestation on rainfall in three key tropical forest regions, the Amazon, the Congo, and Southeast Asia. The researcher discovered that the deforestation resulted in a decrease in rainfall during both the wet and dry season. Although the Congo Basin rainforest is under threat from illegal logging and deforestation, there are efforts to save it. Gabon has implemented a total ban on raw timber exports and encouraged the establishment of wood processing business, creating a thriving timber business while protecting natural resources. To further these conservation efforts, French President Emmanuel Macron unveiled the Libéral Plan with Gabon President Ali Bongo Ondimba, raising €100 million to support Gabon's effort. The Congo Basin is crucial for global climate action as it absorbs 4% of the world's CO2 emission, as well as stores 30 billion metric tons of carbon. However, more than a quarter of its forests could vanish by 2050 if deforestation, caused mostly by illegal logging, continue unchecked. Another sign of hope, Rainforest Protection Plan. Brazil, Indonesia, and the Democratic Republic Congo, which collectively contain over 50% of world's tropical forests, are committed to collaborating on the creation of funding mechanism aimed at preserving these vital ecosystem. This is important because without funding, these nations cannot do much against the illegal logger. Finally, let me present the success story. Indonesia was once one of the top countries in destroying its tropical forests. However, the country has successfully since reduced its forest destruction to the lowest level in 20 years, thanks to a three-pronged approach, including strict regulation that prohibit wholesale forest clearance, pledges from multinational consumer product companies to avoid palm oil that involves forest destruction, as well as blacklisting of forest slashing plantation, tracking of their activity using satellites. Additionally, the environmental nonprofit played a role in exposing the murky supply chain that once made it difficult to know whether the palm oil was derived from companies that were causing deforestation. The end. And here's my citation.